Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right in today because we've got a massive, and I mean absolutely massive topic to cover. Day 14 code review, specifically focusing on mastering dependency management. Now, we all know modern software is basically built on the shoulders of external packages, right? But managing them without letting them quietly wreck your project? Well, that's an art form. So let's unpack exactly how to master this whole thing by looking straight at the source code review protocols.
Number 14. So in the life cycle of any really serious project review, reaching day 14 it's a completely pivotal moment. Think of the first 13 days as looking inward. You're analyzing your own architecture, your own logic. But day 14, that's when we look outward. We hit pause to evaluate the health, the safety, and yes, the legality of all that external code we've invited into our house. It is a mandatory checkpoint before shipping anything meaningful.
The 4 dependency risks. To navigate this effectively, we really have to know what we're up against. Look, third-party code is absolutely necessary if we want to move fast. But if we leave it unchecked, it introduces 4 very specific systemic risks, basically villains, that will quietly degrade your project from the inside out.
Outdated packages, unused packages, vulnerable dependencies, and license concerns. When most developers hear dependency review, they usually fixate on just 1 or 2 of these, right? Like maybe patching a security flaw or just blindly hitting update all. But a true day 14 review, it requires a comprehensive sweep of all 4 of these distinct areas. Let's actually break down the mechanics of each threat so you know exactly what to look for.
First up on the list, outdated packages. We all know what these are. Dependencies running on older, superseded code. But leaving a package behind while the rest of the ecosystem moves forward, it's not just a minor oversight. It is a one-way ticket to software rot. When you eventually, inevitably, need to update a core system, you're going to find yourself completely trapped in this web of transitive compatibility issues, breaking your build over a package you probably haven't even touched in months.
Then we have unused packages. These are imported dependencies just taking up space, never actually utilized. Honestly, this is pure digital hoarding. Why keep a package you don't even use? It just acts as dead weight. They bloat your application bundle. They dramatically, and I mean dramatically, increase your CI/CD build times. And they just add so much unnecessary noise for any developer trying to figure out your actual architecture.
Okay, our third area is arguably the absolute most urgent. Vulnerable dependencies. Packages with known security flaws. Now, these aren't just innocent little bugs. The literal second an exploit in a popular package becomes public, automated bots start scanning the web for projects using it. If you miss this during your day 14 review, you are essentially leaving your service front door wide open, like actively welcoming outside threats to come on in.
Finally, we have the risk that engineers ignore the most: license concerns. These are the legal restrictions tied to that third-party code. Look, open source does not mean free to use without consequence. Ignoring this can instantly turn a technical triumph into an absolute legal nightmare. Like accidentally shipping a restrictive GPL license in commercial software, that could literally force your company to open source its entire proprietary code base. Yeah, it's that serious.
So as you can see, a truly healthy code base requires balanced vigilance across all 4 of these categories equally. You can't just obsess over security vulnerabilities while completely turning a blind eye to software licenses. And likewise, having perfect legal compliance means literally nothing if your app is weighed down by dozens of outdated, unused packages. Day 14 is all about finding that holistic harmony.
Tools for the job. Now, doing all of this manually, going line by line, that would take weeks, and nobody has time for that. Thankfully, we don't have to. We're going to look at 2 essential, built-in heroes that automate the heavy lifting of this exact review:
NPM Audit and Dependabot. Instead of feeling completely overwhelmed by the sheer volume of third-party code in our projects, we can actually deploy these 2 specific utilities as a cohesive, automated toolkit to systematically hunt down those 4 risks we just talked about.
NPM Audit, Targeted Security Review. Let's look at NPM Audit first. Think of this as your very own on-demand code base investigator, specifically targeting that vulnerable dependencies risk. When you run this, it checks your specific dependency tree against a constantly updated database of known security flaws. It gives you the severity levels, and even better, the exact commands to patch them instantly. Honestly, it is non-negotiable for code-based security.
Dependabot Automated Maintenance. Now, while NPM Audit is something you actively run, Dependabot operates continuously in the background to solve that outdated packages problem. It's constantly monitoring your dependencies, and it automatically generates pull requests the very moment a new version drops. It's like having a tireless assistant making sure your project never falls behind the curve. It stops software rot before it even starts.
Step 1. Audit the 4 risks manually. Step 2. Run NPM audit for vulnerabilities. Step 3. Deploy Dependabot for updates. So, how do we build this into a standardized, repeatable procedure for day 14? It's exactly this clean 3-step checklist. First, you do a manual audit for unused packages and double-check those licenses. Second, fire up NPM audit to lock down any immediate security holes. And third, just make sure Dependabot is configured and running for continuous automated updates.
Are your dependencies truly secure and compliant? That is the ultimate question you need to be asking yourself right now. Or are you just guessing? By actually taking this Day 14 review protocol seriously, you transition from hoping your software is safe to knowing it is for sure. So go open up your current project and run through these 4 risks today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy reviewing.